Welcome everyone. So this is going to be the sixth session of gvim, and today I'm going to talk about a very important mode of gvim, which is visual mode. This mode, visual mode, is different than what we have covered as insert mode or command mode. Visual mode is more of an interactive selection by user and then perform some text editing on top of it. So I'll explain you with some demo so that you can understand it better. Let me open a file called visual underscore file where I have given some texts and we will play with these examples uh, to understand the visual mode better. Let me extend this file a little bit more. Okay, so we go up. So this is our file of which I have opened in gvim, and this file just contains some text as you can see, and it is normal gvim file. But will try to uh, play with some visual mode commands here. So first of all, you should understand that visual mode can be enabled when you are in a command mode. Just now you are in a command mode, as you know, so you can enable the visual mode from the command mode. And in order to enable the visual mode, you have to perform a key which I'll explain. But before that, I would like to tell you that there are three uh, type of visual mode. Okay, for the very first mode of visual is called character mode. Okay, as I have explained in this line number one. And second is the line mode. In the character mode, you can just control the text character by character. Okay, so you have more control over the characters or word. Line mode is more of a control of a lines, not just the character but the lines. And the last mode is called block mode, where you can also control a block. So I will explain you all three first, and then we will do some text editing on using those visual mode. Then you will be able to understand it much better. So first I will start with character mode. So character mode can be done by two ways. One, you simply use the left mouse click button. Let's say I'm here, and if I do double click on the mouse like this, so you can see as soon as I clicked, double clicked, it actually selected the entire word, right? Just let's go here and do double click. It it selects the entire word. But at the end you can see a visual written, which means it is a character mode. Let's click here. You can see again, and if you just click one time, if you click, it will go. So double click will enable that. So like here, or maybe here, or maybe here, or here, or anywhere. So once you, or maybe you can even select, if you select one character, let's see, and you drag your mouse, for example, like here, see, and then drag your mouse from left to right, like that. So this is how you can also select your characters or lines or whatever. This is called character mode. But if you don't want to use your mouse, if you don't want to use those left two mouse clicks, what is the way to do? You can simply use a key called small v, and small v will enable it. For example, I am here and the line number 2, and I am pressing the key small v. So as soon as I press small v, you can see the same thing visual comes up. Now I can select, this is one character already selected called L, but if you do a right arrow of your key, you can start selecting more than one character like that. I can show you. So you can see I'm selecting let's play with next phrase, and now I'm also selecting let's play with this one, whatever. If you don't want to if you want to, if you just don't want to select all these, you can just press the escape button, and escape will quit the visual mode. So let's try to select from here. So I will go here and then I press V. Okay, and now I go to till the end, drag it till the end like this. So this is how I can select any specific word or few words together, or maybe half of the phrase or complete line or sentence like this using the character mode. What is the use of it, right? Very simple. You can if you have gone through my with my previous tutorials, I have shown you how to do copy paste, yank paste, change command, delete command. So everything can be used on the selected portion in visual mode. So example, I want to, let's say if I want to uh, delete from here till here, I want to delete. So I can use a D key to delete it. Look, I have deleted it. That's very simple. Okay, let's do undo. So undo can be done by U. So we undo it. So let's try to delete, for example, phrase. Just one word called phrase. So I can again do V, visual mode, select the phrase. Okay, and now you press the small d key, delete. Very simple, right? So you can also do that in visual mode. So let's do undo again. Now this is about delete. What else we can do? We can delete and paste also, right? So delete and paste, which is called cut and paste, right? So let's cut this line called let's play with this one. So I go to visual mode again by pressing V, select this entire line, do a D as a delete. Now go, so let's just try one more time. Yeah, it was, so if we'll go with the V, okay. So start from L, V, select this, now D, delete, and I'm here after thanks, and I press the P button or P key for paste. So this is cut and paste or delete and paste you can do. Let's do U undo again. Okay. Now let's do this time copy paste. So let's copy this line again by V. Now I press P. P, sorry, Y. Y is yank. Yank is copy. So I do Y. So I yanked this line. Now I go here and say P. So this time I copy paste. You can see. So this is copy paste. So now undo. So you can see how easily I'm doing the things with the character mode operation. If you don't care about, let's say you don't care about, selecting character by character, but you care about selecting the line, entire line, one line, two line, three line, then the second mode is called line mode. Line mode can be enabled by capital V or shift small v, shift plus small v. So I do shift plus small v now, and you can see at the end I can see this time not visual but visual line, and shift V also selected my first line, entire first line. Now if I go down, if I now do down arrow, I can select second line, down arrow, third line. So this is the way to select the entire line, not the character, by line mode of like visual line mode. All three lines. Now I can cut or less yank or copy. So I do Y. Y means I copy yanked it. Now I come here and I do a P as paste. So you can see I have again pasted these three lines, right? Do a U undo. So this is so simple, right? Now third mode is called block mode. Now what is block mode? A lot of people don't know about it and they get confused with block mode. I will explain you today. For example, let me give you a simple example. For example, I am here on this line, right? A 555, B 555, C 555, right? If I want to only select 555, 555 and 555, these three together, it cannot be done by character mode or line mode, because if I do character mode, for example, now if I am doing character mode, and okay, so let's go 555 and do character mode. Now if I select this one, if I go down arrow will also select the B. I don't want that, right? And down arrow will also select C. I don't want. I want to select only the block, which means this 555, the second 555 and third 555. It is a block. So the selection is tricky here. So we use the third mode called block mode. So I'll explain you. Okay, so I come here at first 555 and I do control V this time. Okay, so the control V is a block mode. You can see at the end it says visual block. So what you can do is you are at first five, use the right arrow. Look, you can only select 355 and now I am using the bottom arrow. Go down. Look. So I can only select this block without being selected A, B, C. This is the beauty of block mode. I hope you understand. So let's try one more example. So let's say if I want to select this indent and this indent, right? These two indent. So I will do Control V, block mode, and select even if I go down and if I do right arrow, it will just select that block. If I go right, it will just select this block, right? So what we can do with it? We can do a lot of things with block mode. I will explain you soon. Okay, but you should know how to operate with the block mode by this method. Control V and then you make a selection by the arrows. Okay, and you see usual block means it is talking about the block, visual block. Okay, do I escape again? Okay, question is what we can do, right? So let's try with visual block. So I will do this one. uh, so let's try. So I am here and I will use visual block on these numbers. So I will do Control V and select these three number. And now I will use small c. Small c is for change. Okay. So I will just press small c and now here I will say 333 and look at the beauty. As soon as I change the first 333 first number and if I hit escape now, it will also change for that selection of the block, means it changed not just firsts but also remaining two. Clear? This is called small c as a change command, but this is not specific to block mode. It can be also used in character mode. For example, if I am here this 2 and if I just use V and I select this and I say small c, I can type something else like that. So you remember in the previous session I also told you the change command. How can you change the word or line by the C? It's same, but it depends how do you want to use the C. Here I use in the block mode, and there I simply used in one character or one word. So but blocking is quite good. Let's try one more example. So this was about change. Now this is a small c, but there is another command called capital C, which is also the change. But this time there's a difference that small c just changes, the selection, but capital C will just clear the end of the line also. Capital C, I will tell you what it is. So let me give you an example. For example, there is a capital A, small a, whatever, and then we have B, capital B. Okay, let's say C and D. Let's say we have these lines. Now I will use visual block, control V, and select these four blocks, these four characters, right? Now I will use, this time I will use capital C. So I will use Shift C. So what do you see? Even the the selection after the selection, the right side of the entire line was also deleted. So here, if I will say, I will write A, B, C, and I hit escape. So you can see only the selected portion was replaced by A, B, C, but the right side of the lines were also deleted. That is small capital C. But if it was the small c, then it would not delete the right side of the line. Let me give you one more example. So let me undo it. Okay. Now if I'm do again control V and let me select these two. Now this time I will use small c. So you can see small c will not disturb the right side of it. So if I write ABC and do a escape, so only ABC is being inserted on the left, but the right portion of the line is intact. It is not disturbed. So this is capital C and small c. Now let's give another example, which is called so I will this time I will use the you know the block selection, and I will also show you one more way to how to use Shift I on Shift A. So let's say if I want to add you know some comment in the front. So let's try these three lines. I will add a comment in the front in the starting line, starting of these three line using the you can use the block mode or line mode. It's up to you. So I will just do a block mode. Okay, so I will select this and this. Okay, these three. The Shift I will insert something at the very beginning of the block. So okay, this is a Shift I, and if it is Shift A, it will insert at the last of the selection at the end. Okay, so this is beginning. So I'm using Shift I. So these three is being selected. Now I will use Shift I. Okay, so Shift I, small I, which is capital I, right? So Shift I. So look, I am at the very first line in the insert mode. Okay, so let's add a comment. Let's add a hash, and now press escape. So escape will again add that comment in the front. Clear? Now let's add a semicolon at the end. So if we want to add something at the end, we will not use I. Okay, we will use A, capital A, or Shift small a. Okay, so let's try. So I am here. Now I will again use visual block, and I simply, let's just select these three, right? Or maybe, yeah, we have to select, for example, till the end, like here. Okay, now this time I will use Shift A, and here I will say uh, semicolon, and then I hit a escape. So you can see I can also add escape at the end. But what is interesting, it is not adding the escape at, it is not adding the semicolon at the immediately after it, right? This is the how it works. But I can tell you another example how to add it after immediately after character. So let's undo. So let's say I'm here. I will do again. I will do a block mode. Control V, and let's just quickly go here. Select all these three. Correct. This time I will use a dollar. So let's add a dollar. Okay. I add a dollar, and then I will do Shift A and add this and hit a escape. So this time you see that if I add a dollar, that dollar will enable me to uh, put the semicolon just after the character. So you can add a dollar, then do you do a shift A, then it will just change the behavior. Okay, I hope it is clear. Okay. Let's try another example of indentation. So I will indent these three lines, means I will add a tab in these three lines, last three lines. So it's simple. Let's do a block mode, select these three characters in the block mode, and now if you again do shift I, okay, shift I, and add a tab for the first one and do a escape. So you can see, you can clearly add a tab in the front of these lines. Very, very simple and very, very easy. Okay, now let's do undo. This is very easy, right? So let's go back to the next feature of visual block. This time I will also show you how can you replace something using the visual block. So let's say I want to replace 333, all these 333 with 777. So how will I do? So I will do Control V, make a selection on these, all of it. Now you use a small r. Small r is for replacement. Only one time I type small r and I type 7. Look, it is changed. Very, very simple. Okay, this is small r. Now I will show you another example, another interesting one. So let's do a selection on visual block with these lines. Okay, okay, these two lines, sorry. Now hit a semicolon, sorry, colon, shift colon. So if you hit a colon, you will see this boundary selection comes automatically. Okay, so this boundary selection is actually telling you that this is what we have selected. Now try the substitute command. Okay, so substitute uh, 7 with 8 and substitute globally G and hit enter. So what do you see? You see that only the selected portion got substitution command executed, not this last one, but only the selected one. Okay, this is how you can also use the substitution in visual block. Let's give another example of join. So let's join now. So I will do blocking and add these two. So I have selected these two lines, as you can see, right? Now this is visual block I have done, but you can also try, line mode or character mode. Just use the capital J. Capital J will join these two selected lines. Okay. Hit undo. So this is how you can also join the lines in the visual block. Now let me also show you one more example. So what is happening here is, let's try. So if I do Control V and hit, let's select all of it, okay, and do a capital J. What do you see? That there is a space maintained in in the joining of the line. You can see there is a space here and then the space here. Space is maintained. So if you want to, there is only one space actually which is being added. That's what I wanted to show you. But for example, if you want to maintain this the tabbing also in between. For example, the third line is here. Okay, I will show you again. So let's try the block mode. Okay, this, and if I just do a J, capital J, see what happens. Okay, so you see the tab has gone, but it is just replaced by one space. So this is the joining of the command without preserving the indentation. So indentation is not preserved. Let's undo. How can you preserve the indentation? So it can be preserved by this method. So if you do Control V, select all of it. This time don't use only the capital J. Use small g and then capital J. So I will do small g and then capital J. So what do you see? You can see that for the third line, the tab was preserved. Okay. Now do undo. So this is about you know, visual mode, all three things. So play with it. It's very, very powerful and very, very handy. If you get expertise to it, it can save a lot of time for you. Keep learning. If you have questions, I encourage always to ask me on comments. If you think this video is very helpful, you can even share it with your friends. Thanks a lot for watching it. Bye.